Hey there, folks. At the end of my weekend, I'm going to quickly try to do the CSS Battle on CSSBattle.dev right now. Oh, that's an unexpected shape. What on earth is this shape? Okay. I mean, it's a big circle, right? But what kind of circle? I feel like it's radial gradient at a certain position, and then can it be so? Okay, first step one. I want to do a box shadow. Box. Oh, do I then need to do? Let's do an amp. Yeah. Okay. So box shadow. Inset minus 20 pixels, and then this color. So that's the first idea. Now, could this have been a border? Yeah, it could have been. I'm not doing it that way to start. That looks right. Okay, and then the rest of it is a radial gradient. Radial gradient, which is green on the inside and blue on the outside. And then then we got to get the sizes. Now, okay, so let's get the size right. I'm going to start with an at 60%. Actually, so let's try and get this position. So 250 at 250 pixels, and then what's the radius? Well, it's 250. Yeah, let's do 250. Sure, 250 pixels and 0, and then we'll set the. We can see where keyword circle, and then move it down. Or yeah, down would be. Oh no, it would be 250. Okay, is that it? It seems a little too easy, but maybe it's correct. It's 99.9%, which is our indicator of a problem. All right, maybe this is not going to be a fast one. Always fun when that's the case. 0.1. All right, so we're gonna just slightly adjust. All right, so what happens if we do this on the body instead and do a margin of 0? So explicitly, I think I'm running into a problem with Safari being slightly different from Chrome. And of course, I'm not looking at Chrome. I'm looking at Safari, and that's one of the pitfalls of how I do these things. All right, so that's no good. That is not working how I want to work. Okay, so it's a problem with the box shadow. Let's do that. And then we'll do a conic gradient over top of it. We'll get rid of the margins, and we'll do conic gradient. And if it's at 400 wide minus 30 is what? 370 pixels. And then 300 minus 30 is 270 pixels. And this color, 75%. And then transparent. All right, let's try that one. We might have a tricky one here today. And that is 99.9%. All right. All right, rather than that, let's do linear gradient. Actually, two linear gradient. Linear gradient to top, that blue, 30 pixels, transparent, comma. And then we need another one to left. And let's submit that one. And that's 99.9% as well. What do we got here? How about we undo that and try just 250? I'm not seeing where I'm wrong. Okay, so that's no good. All right, let's create an element. And let's set margins on that element. So it's going to be -8, 30, -8 for the paragraph element. The height is, oh wait, 0. There it is. So okay, so and minus what? 38? No, 22. There we go. And the height is 270. Okay. I'm going to put this blue on the background. And then can I do, see, that ain't going to work. This is not going to work. I'm wrong. It's not going to work. Instead, I'm going to do, this width is height is 500, width 500. Order radius 50%, so it's a big circle. And then this background is not green, but it is a conic gradient. Okay, and it's, well, it's going to be this blue 75%, and then the green, right? And then let's move it 50. Oh, so that's not going to work. Not in that way. I need to do an at 270 pixels, 280, 90. Okay, here we go. So it's 370 pixels. 370. Oh wait, no, not 37. Not like that. There we go. 370 and then 270 pixels. Maybe. Let's see. And that is 100% match. All right, what do we learn? I wish this was generalizable. The way that the Chromium backend treats circles sometimes is very inconsistent. This is, mathematically, it's the same circle. 250 pixel radius, circle, and then fill in the blues, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing with this height and the width and the whole thing. If I set these margins, the margin is just a -8. And actually, if I just do a margin 0 here, that's actually fine. And then here I can do this is transparent. And let's see if that's the same thing. So I guess so no, that's not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. In fact, I broke it very badly. What did I do wrong? Width, height. What did I do? I messed that up somewhere. Oh, because I put the transparent at the wrong place. There we go. Let's try that. So sorry, I was not paying attention. That's so good. Gotta pay attention. Yeah, mathematically kind of identical. So this is a little bit on the frustrating side. Now, could I do this if I set that to be HTML and then make this body? Is it identical? Not really. Unless I put the margin there, and then I can get rid of that. So if I do this, then so let's submit that. So I'm sneaking up on my nested template, which is an ampersand surrounding a star. Okay, so let's do that. and set ampersand there. Set that as star. And then put that inside. Oh, and I guess. And then submit that. And is that also 100%? And that does work. So we'll minify and unit replace. And I think that's my final answer. So yeah, we had 270 reduces to 90 VH. And that's fine. Tricky one. A tricky one. One that would definitely frustrate you. This is a reminder to try other stuff. If you're not getting to 100%, try different techniques. It seems like a lot of the older ones had a lot more trouble and trickiness. I think it's something to do with the back end is slightly improved in terms of how it renders, but that's all guesses. That's me guessing. That's unless you hear it from CSSBattle.dev. The things I say are all my guesses about how things work. But this is I'm happy with this solution. Pretty much. I could also do what? Should I do this as margins? So I've got 500 by 500. If I don't do that, I might be able to set margins here. That would define that. So if I did a bottom margin of minus 100 to get to 500, and then a margin on the second one that's also minus 100, minus 200 probably. No, minus 100, and this is actually minus 200. So that's a different technique to get that height. So again, I'm using the margins on the HTML element to twist that body to be taller, to give it that height and width. So I'll submit this now. And do I need this? Yeah, I do. I do need that number. And I need this as well, don't I? Yeah, I do. Otherwise, everything collapses. All right, let's see if that works. Because I'm not looking in Chrome. These are kind of guesses. Yeah. So this is not a difference in the ultimate score. So I can do. We're now at the point of for this solution, I can trim off the final braces and parentheses. But to me, there's no particular skill at that. It's still something that I do in battles, but here it's just less interesting to me. But because it's just kind of boring. What's creative? Is creative the right word? What's novel is what technique? What shapes did you make? What backgrounds did you deploy? What borders? What margins? Those are the interesting parts. Removing a few characters, and even what tags you chose. I mean, you want to choose the shortest tag, of course. But is that the most interesting part? That's not the cleverness and the beauty of CSS Battle to me, aesthetically. In terms of the aesthetics of this, it's about the combination of border radius and which units did you choose and all those things. And undoubtedly there will be smaller solutions for this one because I think that this is very open to interpretation. Even though my first 3 techniques were like, nope, that's not going to work. All right, that's it. It's been a good weekend. We're going into a new week. Have a great week. Make a web page. Go make a web page. Do it. It'll be great. And take care of yourselves. It's rough out there.